America is going to face the scariest problems this winter. People have lived so rich the past months that they have to face high credit card debts, and you will definitely be surprised to know the numbers. According to data made public in August 2023 by the Federal Reserve Bank of New York, the amount of credit card debt carried by Americans has just reached a new unfavorable milestone, which is $1 trillion. According to the most recent quarterly report on household debt and credit from the New York Fed, credit card balances increased by $45 billion, or roughly 4.6%, during the second quarter to reach $1.03 trillion. The rising credit card and vehicle loan balances contributed to a 1% increase in overall household debt levels to $17.06 trillion for the quarter. Since the end of 2019, before the epidemic, there has been a $2.9 trillion increase in total household debt. The nominal debt amounts held by the New York Fed are not inflation-adjusted. As interest rates feed through from the federal funds rate to interest rates on mortgages and credit cards, that affects everyday consumers, Sophie Abaid, an expert economist, said. And paying off the debts is also not happening as of now. As Sophie Abaid pointed out, since interest rates are high, clearing debts is becoming impossible. To add fuel to the fire, people are moving towards more debt. This is greatly affecting some households detrimentally. What to do with this? According to Bank of America research, more consumers are using their 401k funds as a result of their financial difficulties. In the second quarter, 15,950 persons, up 36% over the second quarter of 2022, made a difficult withdrawal, which is a significant rise from the first 3 months of the year. Only a small portion of all plan holders are making hardship withdrawals, yet another sign that rifts in household finances may be developing. The moving averages for vehicle and credit card arrears are at their highest levels since the first quarters of 2018 and 2012, respectively. However, the rates of new mortgage delinquencies continue to be lower than those experienced before the pandemic. While most know you should try to limit or manage consumer debt, a large majority of our economy is based on consumer spending, and to a degree, this rising credit card debt is telling us we have a strong and confident consumer. Pointed out financial advisor Scott Ferguson. Have you heard of the Tell Everything world? It may sound funny, but it is not. In maybe just 3 years, we are going to step into such a world. The pandemic demonstrates that global phenomena can appear out of nowhere. The shift towards more intense use of digital communications networks for both living and working demonstrates the importance of these intricate systems. The epidemic increases awareness of both the benefits and drawbacks of modern technology, too. After the global pandemic and other disasters in 2020, 915 inventors, developers, business leaders, scholars, and activists were asked to imagine what life would be like in 2025. Their wide and nearly unanimous belief is that as more and more people rely on digital connections for job, education, healthcare, regular commercial transactions, and critical social interactions, in short, people's relationships with technology will become more intimate. Several people describe this as what we said before, tell everything. American National Bank and Trust Company CEO Jeffrey Haley anticipated the crisis at the beginning of 2023. He believed that when the community bank based in Danville, Virginia, shifted its attention to better quality, higher-yielding loans, fretting little about volume, that loan growth would probably decrease by half as a result of rising interest rates and a weakening economy. Just look at his scary prediction. My rule of thumb was whatever you did last year, you will probably do half this year, Haley noted. Based on current events, I now think it gets cut in half again. That is a turnabout from the first year of the pandemic. At that time, many Americans were able to pay off credit card debt because of hefty government relief payments and moderate travel and entertainment expenditures. According to Forbes Advisor research, there are several areas of the U.S. where credit card debt can be especially problematic. The Sunbelt states of Nevada, Texas, and Florida are also experiencing difficulties with balance management, as are residents of Washington, D.C. The rate of credit card late payments has also been growing and surpassed 5% in July 2023, according to the Fed, even as overall debt has increased. Analysts anticipate more growth in this number, especially by this winter. According to the most recent Conference Board survey, American consumers' confidence did, in fact, reach a 2-year high in July 2023. However, while the Federal Reserve keeps raising interest rates, people continue to be concerned about a recession. This is not about a particular range of people. In fact, All income brackets of people have been racking up credit card debt. However, a Bank of America Institute analysis that examined consumers in 3 groups of income discovered that households with higher annual incomes, which means those making over $125,000, have frequently been able to control their monthly credit card spending more than those with lower incomes. The poor financial literacy of the lower middle-class people is a concern here. However, 37% of those who earn $100,000 or more a year still fail to pay their credit card payment in full each month. Since the beginning of last year, the average interest rate on credit card debt has increased from just over 16% to almost 20%. In these past 40 years, that is the highest yearly increase. In an effort to stop inflation, the Federal Reserve has been rapidly hiking interest rates. The cost of using your credit card to carry a balance increases each time the central bank increases interest rates. However, a poll conducted recently revealed that more than 4 out of 10 credit card users are unaware of what interest rate is. According to the Fed, the percentage of consumers who are at least 90 days behind on their credit card bills is 5.08%, up from 3.35% last year. With more than a 3-year hiatus brought on by the COVID-19 outbreak and the Biden administration's push to cancel debt, federal student loan payments will start up again in October 2023. According to New York Fed analysts, the recent implementation of repayment programs by the Biden administration should lessen the impact on debtors. However, not every household's circumstances are the same, and some may find it more difficult to add back to their monthly payment. Many consumers are rethinking what they want from financial institutions as a result of the cost of living crisis. The cost of living challenge is not being addressed personally by their banks to nearly 2/3 of their consumers. 1/5 of consumers believe their banks have ignored them, leaving them to manage the complexities of high inflation and declining purchasing power without a reliable counsel by their side. Yes, the banking sector was rightfully praised for its quick action in offering forbearance and urgent financing during the COVID-19 shutdowns in 2020. However, observe the current trend that banks are adopting. 63% of banking clients reported that they had not heard anything from their banks regarding how to handle the inflation crisis in the previous 3 months. 40% of banking clients who had heard about the cost of living crisis from their bank expressed dissatisfaction with the broad advice they had gotten, such as general economic stories and data on inflation. Share your experiences too. The major question to be answered is still not being answered. What is the solution to this credit card debt issue? Making a budget is essential to controlling your expenditures. A straightforward budget balances your income and expenses. You run the risk of wanting to use credit to cover the gap if your monthly spending exceeds your monthly income. You can develop a strategy to reduce debt with the aid of the top nonprofit consumer credit counseling programs. Finding a debt solution with a lower interest rate is attainable, given that credit card interest rates typically range from 24%. Combining all of your debt can help you save money in a number of different manners. To consolidate your debt into one credit card, use balance transfer cards. If you transfer your debt and pay it off inside the promotional period on a balance transfer credit card, you may end up paying significantly less interest overall. An alternative option is to use a loan to consolidate debt and to pay off the credit card so that you simply have to make one payment each month. Taking out a loan to pay off your credit card may be helpful if the local personal loan rates are lower than the interest rate on your card. The choice is yours, but it has to be the wisest decision as per your situation. Financial security doesn't come uninvited. Make sure every step that you take while spending money is right. That's all for today. Like and share this video. Take care. Bye.